Hello everyone, this is Bodhi and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And today I'm standing in front of my new rocket shop that I built up, unfortunately off camera, because it was just a very simple build and I didn't think it was anything that I needed to show you guys. But I'm actually standing right here because it looks like we have made a little bit of profits from it already. And it looks like we got 3 diamonds for 3 stacks of rockets, and I actually brought with me a shulker box to refill some of the rockets. Let's see if we can get a few more stacks in each of these. And so I figured that this would be a pretty profitable shop because I think I'm the only one on the server with a renewable source of gunpowder, but obviously it's already making use of itself, so that's pretty nice. And we actually have a few other shops going on here since I last showed this place off. I think that's sort of like a mushroom stew shop. I think that was more of a joking build, but it looks pretty cool. Over there's the Guardian shop that I built up on the last episode, and unfortunately I don't think anyone has had much of a need for Prismarine yet, but I still think that it will make some profit in the future for sure. So let's go ahead and head on back to the spawn area, because, or not the spawn area, but the main area where most of the stuff going on is. And I have a few projects in mind for today, and so I will go ahead and head back on over there and catch you guys when we're ready to start a new project. Oh boy, I love the look of this village from above. And it really just makes me excited for when we will go ahead and start another one of these building projects. Unfortunately, that's not what we have planned for today, but God, I love how these projects have been coming together. But what we have lined up for today is actually a super smelter. And as I mentioned in the last one, or the last episode, we did not have enough slime balls to actually get the project started, but I was able to collect just enough by AFKing the slime farm that I had already made overnight. Oh shoot, looks like we got another player perched right below me on the roof. And anyway, this time we had enough materials provided by some of my friends as well, and so I got together with 2 other players on the server, and we just started to build that thing up. Oh boy, okay. Wow. We gotta get some revenge later. But anyway, I decided to do it in the form of a time lapse, and oh no, not again. I'm getting out of here. And we decided to do it in the form of a time lapse, and it came together pretty nicely. So I will go ahead and show you guys what the building process of that looked like, and I will see you guys after that is all finished. Welcome back, guys. Here it is, the finished product, the Super Smelter. This is a design by Iskall85, and I really should call it the Super Smelter of Doom. And of course, I will leave a link for this tutorial in the description, because it is an amazing design. You guys should definitely check it out if you need one of these in your survival world. Basically, it's so efficient. It provides its own fuel in the first place, and also it smelts 64 items in the speed that it would take a furnace to smelt one. As you can see down here, we have 64 furnaces, 32 on each side. So it's definitely not a project to be taken lightly, because it took us in total about a little bit under 3 hours to build this, I think. And of course, that's not accounting for the fact that when you do a project with a few of your friends, things tend to get chaotic, and we definitely got distracted way more than we should. But that being said, it is still a large project, and there are definitely simpler designs out there for super smelters, but not ones of this efficiency, or at least not ones of this efficiency that would be any smaller. And I have actually built this one before, and so this is my second time building it. And one thing I will say that went very wrong with this is that you have to build it in a specific direction, otherwise there will be a problem with this system right here. And so we did end up doing that wrong. I don't know how we messed that up, because we built it before, and but that regardless, we did mess it up, and we had to put in these extra note blocks here. But if you are going to be building this on your own, I would say when you're building it, face the machine not in this direction, not east to west. Face it in the north to south direction. The long way, of course. Because if you do this, there will be glitches, or not even glitches, but there will be a problem with this machine right here, the bamboo zero tick farm that provides the fuel for the machine, and you will have to add in some extra note blocks here, which I managed to do, but it was a little bit of extra work, and I would not recommend doing it if you can avoid it. So face it in the north and south direction. He mentions it in the tutorial, but we still got a little bit confused, unfortunately, and that ended up costing us. But that being said, it is coming together, or it has come together very nicely, and I thought I'd put this thing to a proper test by using actually just the cobblestone farm that we have right over there. So I will be back with you guys once I have a little bit of cobblestone collected, and we can smelt it right up into stone. So I have gathered up quite a good amount of cobblestone, just about 10 stacks. I think we'll go ahead and throw 9 stacks into the smelter, and just to keep it a not too long of a clip, so I'll leave the last stack in there. But I have not tested this thing yet, so hopefully it all runs smoothly, but it looks like it should, as long as everything has been built correctly. But basically, the way this thing works is we can go ahead and drop all the stacks that we want to smelt in there at once, and the hopper minecarts will go ahead and fill up with a stack each, and distribute them through the furnaces like that. And then as you can see, the fuel things will go ahead and turn back on when the furnaces do not have enough fuel. And the bamboo is now rolling back in rather quickly, because those farms are very efficient. But oh shoot, yeah, so the items are already coming back out, and I should have grabbed the shulker box. But as you can see, this thing works like a charm. And let me make sure none of them are falling in the water. But yeah, I should set up some hoppers down here in the future, but there is something rather satisfying about collecting them as they all roll out of the ice path. And we already have around yeah, 4th stack coming in now, and so this should be a very quick process for 9 stacks, and it is simply amazing how quick this thing works. And so I was going to say I'd catch you guys when this thing is all done, but I think it is going to finish up rather soon. So there it is. We have just got the 9 stacks of stone come right out of the smelter, And as it turns out, there was one error with the design. One of the dropper clocks had a single repeater facing the wrong direction, but luckily I was able to spot that pretty quickly and fix it up. So there should be no other issues with the machine. But yeah, even with the error and the issue, it took overall less than 2 minutes or 3 minutes, I believe. And that is simply going to be so useful in the future. In fact, I think I might take this one step further actually and make up some smooth stone out of this, because I'm planning on using some of that in the future. So while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and sleep and catch you guys when I have made all of the smooth stone. So here comes the last stack of smooth stone right now, and even that took a very short amount of time. Looks like there's a few more that should be dispensed out right now. Sometimes there's a few that get left behind for a few seconds. There we go, all collected, 64, and that is 9 stacks of smooth stone that we were able to make out of cobblestone in just a few minutes, which is amazing. I have been wanting to build this design ever since I ran out of stone the first time on this server, because it is just going to be so useful, especially for how much building I do in a medieval style, actually, and just in general, honestly. But I do need to get this thing fitted with a entrance in the future, or a proper platform at least, because as you can see from the dirt scattered about, it doesn't look amazing at the moment. It does the job, of course, but it should be fixed up a little bit more in the future. But anyway, I think after that, we can go ahead and head on to the last project up for today. And I was thinking of just doing a little bit of work around the medieval city that we have, and maybe doing some work getting it connected by bridge and path over to the hilltop fortress, because I think that would look so nice if they were able to come together in a unique and decorative way. So I will see you guys back over at that area. So if any of you guys were wondering what exactly I meant with that last build idea, basically what I was saying is that we should bring this path from the village out just a little bit to the shoreline here, make a bridge with this area right here, and we don't have much going on here. I think one of my friends just put this in to cross the river more easily, but it would be so nice if we could get like a medieval looking bridge, maybe out of some stone and some wood, and then carry it over to the land over here, and then go ahead and form a path upwards. And this is gonna definitely require some terraforming here, but if we can get it all the way connected up to the entrance of the medieval fortress that lines up pretty perfectly, that would be looking amazing. And honestly, I don't think we can get that whole thing done today, but I think we could at least get the path of the city carried out and start off the bridge at least. And that might be time for it to be called, or to call it a day, I should say. And because I have done quite a bit of work for this episode, because the super smelter was quite a large project, and so I don't want to put too much on myself to get this episode finished up, but I think we should be able to make something looking pretty nice. However, I am going to start off by trying a few ideas on my creative test world, and I'll be back on the survival world once we have a design in mind for the bridge, because bridges are definitely not something that I have a lot of experience with. So I don't know how this is going to end up looking, but I'll see you guys in a minute. So I'm just placing the last few blocks of the path on this side, and I think that it's looking pretty nice coming out all the way to the water here. And I spent a ridiculous amount of time trying to come up with a bridge design for to put right here, but eventually I settled on one. It's nothing special, and honestly, it probably won't look amazing because that is not something that I'm great at, but it will look pretty good, and I think it will do the job for now. And then once I get the bridge done, I think I'm gonna go ahead and continue the path up there, but I don't know if we'll get to that in this episode. So I'm gonna go ahead and collect the resources for the bridge and then catch you guys when I'm ready to start building it. Alright, so I have started building up the bridge a little bit, and it's not much, but you can probably see the general shape that I'm going for here. It's just sort of going to be a small arch with the logs, and it's going to stop in the middle and should be able to clear the short distance between these two land masses. So I'm gonna I'm gonna get a little bit more work done on the bridge, and I should be able to show you guys the finished product when I am done. So I just got the sides of the bridges finished up here. However, there's one thing left to do before we get the stone in, and that is I'm gonna have a few like supporting pillars right here. So let me just go ahead and put some normal spruce logs right here. I think I'm gonna have one in the center, one here, and then one on the other side in the same spot, just so that we can have the supporting pillars but still have these slabs on top of them, because I think that that would be best look for the unstripped spruce logs. And I think just mixing the unstripped logs with the stripped logs is gonna make a pretty good pattern for the bridge. And then after this, I'm going to put the cobblestone in and then texture it out in the same way as the path that we have going on here. Unfortunately, we can't get the gravel in because there's nothing beneath it, but we can still mix in some of the stone, bricks, and stone. And also, I think I'm going to have to do a little bit of terraforming here, obviously. So I'm going to get some grass blocks and make this fit in right here so that it connects up to the land. And hopefully this thing should be coming together pretty nicely, and I think I'll go ahead and talk to you guys again when I'm finishing this up. So I'm just going now and placing on some finishing touches by texturing out this bridge to make it look similar to that path. Obviously can't be the exact same, but I think this will add a good bit of life and detail into it. So just mixing in some stone and stone bricks like I mentioned before. And I think if I go ahead and place the last few here, I think that we can go ahead and get this bridge finished and just honestly call it a day for this episode. So let's see what this one's looking like. Obviously I came through here, terraformed it a little bit. Let me collect these slabs, and so it looks for the most part natural. And I actually just ended up removing that little pond that was over there just so we can fit in the land and not make it look just like a straight line. And I think that it came together very well. And in the next episode, or one of the upcoming episodes, I will definitely have to work on letting this connect to a path here that leads up to the fortress, which we actually can't see right now. So I'll have to clear out a space, but I don't know, I'll have to figure out a good way to transition this path into the dirt path that we have going on over there. Or not necessarily the dirt path, but it definitely looks different from this one. But anyway, I think that we accomplished quite a bit in this episode. We got the super smelter up and running, used it to make 9 stacks of smooth stone in just a couple of minutes, so that is going to come in great handy for building resources and just everything that can be smelted in the future. And I think that this bridge came together very nicely as well. And so overall, a very successful episode once again. And I think that this is a good time to close it out. And I will go ahead and see you guys in the next episode.